Hello everyone and welcome to Sketchbook 8. I'm Arwen or Starry Razor and welcome to my YouTube. So in this video I have got this sketchbook here that only taken me 3 months and 4 extra days. All the stickers are from Amazon. These ones here are all printed, but the rest are from Amazon, and the book is from W.H. Smith or T.J. Jones, and this is in A4. So I'll link everything down below in the description if you want to check it out. So let's get into the sketchbook tour here. The first page is my intro page. We got Ray Kubo with Joe Akashi, Arwen and Noda. So these are all my OCs. Ray is my really innocent character who is very quiet and don't talk too much. He's very introverted. And then Joe is the mischievous one at the lot. This one is my proper introduction page. You got Arwen and Noda, who are a couple basically. And here I got the dates. Monday the 20th of April 2026 is when I started it, and when I finished it, it was Wednesday the 24th of June. And I'm filming this on the 28th. This is supposed to come out on the 28th, but the footage looks too bad, so I've been redoing the footage as much as I can. Here, I'll show you a picture on how it used to look like. So what I think I done to mess this bit up was I did this after. So I used acrylic pens first, and then I used alcohol markers after. I think I should have used alcohol marker first and then acrylic pens. But I really like this picture and I liked how it looked before. I'll show you a picture on how it did look before you could see the shadows for it. But this was drawn on the 21st of April. Here I don't really know what this was. It was just a random doodle I did. Nothing really special about it. I don't really like it that much. And I added my goals, like make a magazine for my characters, make a comic, little comic books, redesign my OC, album cover, and anatomy and poses. Down by here, I got a good luck charm in Welsh, because I'm from Wales and I speak, our language is Welsh. I have everything basically I learnt in school is in Welsh, so I'm bilingual. I speak English and I speak Welsh. So obviously this means good luck, Arwen. In Welsh is pob luck. So yeah, that's this page. More No When, so that's Arwen and Noda's nickname is No When. So I don't really like how I drew his face, and I messed up his skin color. I made it too dark. So I have to go in with a Pasco pen and then use this painting thing, so it looks very painterly. But I actually do like how the layout was for this, but I did use the wrong skin color. I wrote down my skin colors then over here because obviously I made a mess by you. And obviously this is Arwen and Noda together. Because I just finished my A-levels because I was in 6th form. I'm off to hopefully do an apprenticeship or uni, hopefully. I don't know which one yet. But in my A-levels I did it was basically a love thing that I was doing, and then I was writing quotes on this card and letter thing. So I kind of took my example of this and did it for my art for my OCs. So here is all my OCs. So you got Ray's quote. And what I tried to do that was fun was write in my OC's handwriting. That is very fun to do, but I'm not very good at doing that. So that's Ray's, that's Arwen's, that's Zoo, and that's Noda's. Noda's is supposed to be the hardest one you can that you could read. His handwriting, I did it in my left hand, and obviously I'm right-handed, so it was very hard to do right in left hand, you know. If that made sense. I'm very sorry if this comes off very weird. Here, I got my Sakura sisters family portrait basically. There's actually 6 of them in total, but I only drew 5. Kaide, Genji, Hibi, and Ryogaki. I don't remember her name, I'll write it down in the actual when I'm editing. And Kori is the one who's taking the photo of the sisters. So basically these ones and Kori are the biological Sakura sisters, and then Ryogaki is the adopted one. The Sakura sisters is my lore for my build. Is basically you got the Beifon family who Arwen is related to, and then you also have then the Sakura family, and then you have the Haragi family. Those are the top families in the nation. So there's a little bit of lore for you guys. Some DVDs or CDs, I think they're mainly CDs. I actually used I was gonna draw on these, but I don't really know what I can use for this. So yeah, I just traced out, I used the outline of that CD to do these. I really like them, it kind of goes with the love. And here as well, it links with the soulmates. So I did flowers and eyes. I wrote the lyrics from Love Story from Indalia. I think that's how you say it, I apologize if it's not. But this is the English side and this is the French side. I might have made a bit of spelling mistakes, I don't know. Here is my drawing that you could see on my actual videos. I made a YouTube video on this. So you got Rosalina, because I drew this when the Mario movie was around, or just came out a bit after when it came out. So I did Rosalina because she's one of my favourites. Koopa Troopa's my main when I'm playing Mario Kart, but Rosalina is my all-time favourite princess from Mario. This is Zelda from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I use gouache for the Rosalina, and then I use acrylic pens for Zelda. I was going to use gouache for both, but I don't really like how this one turned out as much now, looking at it. I think I should need to clean some of it up, but apart from that, this one's my favourite more. I had a little bit of a Pokemon phase. So when I was younger, I did grow up with Pokemon because I used to watch it every day when I came home from primary school. But I just never really knew many of the characters. So what I wanted to try and do was try and see if I could actually draw in other different styles. So I tried drawing Pokemons. And I chose the ones that I thought had the coolest design and maybe even the hardest design to draw. I didn't want it to be too hard and I didn't want it to be too easy, so I kind of just draw the ones I just like the look of, basically. Yeah. I don't really like this page at all. It's smudged a lot and the colours just don't look as good. This one's the only one that looks good. The rest looks a bit awful and I don't know why. This is a landscape I did. It was a print from Pinterest. And then I just did my own thing for it. This is Arwen and Noda together. On here's the ship name. Yeah, nothing really special about this one actually. I was gonna do a video for you guys with Doodle Tour art, and I was gonna redesign my old OCs. Well, they're not even OCs, they were just old characters designs I had. So we have Angel, Raccoon here, Maggie and Rio. So when I was younger, I used to watch this YouTuber called S Comic Maker. I don't know if she still makes content now, but when I used to watch her, she had these monster girls, and I was really inspired by those monster girls, and I wanted my own, because obviously every 12, 11-year-old obviously has a little dream. When you're influenced by someone, you obviously want to kind of do similar to them. But these are not my characters anymore. These are not my main characters or anything special to me. I made these in 2019, so I was starting year 7. I was either finishing year 6 and going into year 7, or I was actually in year 7. So I was, starting high school and I finished primary, but I redesigned these because I thought they looked cool. I'll show you as well the little comic I did. It's very embarrassing because that's like my old style. As I said, I was 11 to 12 years old when I did that. I think it was slightly before COVID, or we was in COVID. I don't really remember when of that period it was. Then The Mandalorian in May, I think it was the 22nd of May, The Mandalorian movie came out, so I did The Mandalorian with Grogu. Grogu looks a bit ugly in this one. And then I did Grogu sketches as well. Mandalorian stickers from bottles, because they made a Robertson bottle. Me and my sister are big squash lovers, so we obviously had to buy them. Here's Anakin Skywalker. I was watching Eurovision when I was drawing this one, and I sketched this one as well during Eurovision, because Eurovision now has just become like more of a song contest more than anything else. So, you know, my sister and my mum went to see Michael Jackson, so I was home alone, so I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna draw and do some doodles. So I drew Anakin Skywalker, because obviously also The Mandalorian was coming out, was out. This is Anakin Skywalker, and then you got Zoro, because I started watching One Piece. I put off One Piece for so long because I didn't really like the art style, but now I'm older, I respect it way more than I did when I was younger. So yeah, I've been watching that slowly. So I did Buggy and Luffy as well. I don't really like this Luffy this much, the way I drew him. He looks like the live action mixed with the anime, and I don't know how I feel about just this in general. Okay, so for this page, if you didn't know, I'm a very big Tokyo Revengers fan. This is Baji and this is Mikey from Tokyo Revengers. When it got released, I was a really big fan of the art style and just everything in general. My favorite character from Tokyo Revengers is definitely Baji. In the lore or in the story, I don't know if he has the cat or Chifu had the cat, but I had to add cats because Baji was obviously always playing with the cats in the stories, so I wanted to add that. And then obviously Mikey, this was done with alcohol and this one was done with acrylic. Here we got Hisoka, obviously from Star Wars, and The Mandalorian. I'm really a big fan of this, except for the colouring of the skin. For some reason with like the RCX pens, I can't really, I don't know, like sometimes it looks nice and other times it doesn't. It depends on how I draw it. First art collab, which was with this artist here, and I did the sketch and then I did the actual, I printed it out in traditional. Then I did a pen sketch, just random. I like how the flowers look. I don't like how anything else looks. I'll have to open that a bit. And then I did another one. I'll also show the digital version up on the screen as well. And this OC also belongs to the same artist. This is Solar, their OC. And you can see a video on my channel as well of how I drew it and everything. But this is what I print. I always print out my digital stuff because it's just easier. Here, I was planning to change my persona. If you can tell, I have, but I didn't stick to these two ideas. I was originally going to just redraw with myself again. And these were my ideas. But I didn't stick to this one, and this one just completely got cut out. There is another OC called Flicks. And I was watching YouTube when I drew this, and then for some reason, I don't know what I was watching, but I put "Why did you lie?" So he's probably interacting with like another character, and she probably done something. But yeah, this is Flicks. He looks really cool, and I can't wait to draw him more. This is Jasmine from Aladdin, and I don't really like these two, the background for these two, but I like everything else. Here is a drawing I did for myself personally, but I also used the screenshot, well, the photo I took when I was in a, I actually don't remember where I was. There's fake information, but it was in Wales, somewhere in Wales, in South Wales specifically. And my sister was posing for me for my A-levels art because I was doing something related to love. So I just sketched that, but I added a big cloud and I made the sky more blue because it was more grey. And I wanted to change it up a bit because I didn't want to get called out by my art teacher and be like, oh, you just copied that from the picture you added into your exam. So I did change it a lot, but I really like how this looks. This is my OC Even Iwatakashi. Here is, I love the side profile. I really like this one. And underneath here, if you're curious, is Alice in Wonderland. I don't really like how I drew her, so I covered it up with Even. Here, I did Aurora. I don't really like her face. It looks very masculine. I wish I did like more soft because obviously most of the Disney princesses do have softer features. But I like the colouring and yeah. And I also drew Ganyu with acrylic pens. I didn't have the right colours, so I kept just trying to blend everything, like just put stuff on her. And the eyes are kind of wrong because I was trying to add the yellow and pink, but it just didn't work. So yeah, but I really like this. Pink Pantheress, because I started to get into her. Well, I heard a few of her songs before, but I didn't really know who she was basically, and now I do. And I'm a big fan, but I wish I did the anatomy better because I feel like that should have come closer, or this side. And I don't like the colouring. I liked how I sketched it and then I coloured it and I ruined it. So we don't talk about that. I will have to redo this. These are my side profile studies because side profiles is one of my weaknesses, with alongside muscles as well. More Mandalorian from the Robertson stuff. And also I like this because it was like metallic type of thing. Bit of characters from Arwen's family, so the character you've seen at the start. Like way at the start of her family. So we got Callum, who is about 26 to 25, Leo, who's 22, Haru, who is 19, and then you got Ash, who is about 12 to 14 because he is 7 years younger than Arwen, and Arwen is 18 in my story. Yeah, I was planning to do a comic book or a slice of life. If you didn't know, I have originally want to make a fantasy, like, it was gonna be a manga first, and then I'm like, I don't know. But, yeah, I want to do a slice of life first with all my OCs, and then we'll go back to the fantasy, because I think with the fantasy it's gonna be harder because you gotta do, like, the dramatic poses, you gotta do like fighting scenes. I'm not very good at that. I have to still practice and up my skill level. I think a slice of life will be a bit easier because it's just like romance, and I've actually been watching more slice of life. Like I've been watching Horimiya, Ramparts of Ice, and also Dress Up Darling, and I've watched others like Kokomi Can't Communicate, and From Me to You. I also really like that one. So I've been inspired and I want to make my own slice of life, and the characters that most likely will be in the show, and these are also ships here, and these are other characters, so I'll read out the ships, but these are also going to be in the series. So you got Noda and Arwen, Scarlet and Ray, Alice and Robin, Beidou and Levi, Wakasa and Margaret, and then the other characters who also will be in here, but these are also like the main characters, who are Zoo, Oliver, Joanne, Joe, Aya, Regan, Sammy and Raven. So this is how I'm gonna go at it. But then going back to Arwen's family, this is Gracie Bayfon, her mother. She's about early 40s, hitting maybe mid 40s. I have to still do the maths, so I'm kind of keep on checking about the maths. This is Cole, who is Arwen's father. He's like mid, almost late 40s because he's a bit older than Gracie. Then you got my sister Freya. She's influenced and inspired by my real sister, who's actually called Freya, who you see, well, here. That's basically the model here is my sister. So credits to her. And then you got Cole's stepchildren. I haven't got a name for him, but then this is Amelia, who is his stepdaughter, and then that's their mother. She was going to be the stepdaughter because I thought she looked young when I drew her, and then I changed my mind and was like, you know what? She can be the daughter and she can be the mother. So this is the mother, ignore the daughter. This is Gabe. So Gabe is Cole's best friend's son. And unfortunately for Gabe has lost both of his parents, so Cole had taken in Gabe. Then you got the owner of the whole nation of my Sakura Sans. So that is just Sakura with sans, and then that's how you basically spell it. So like cherry blossoms. In Japanese I think it's called Sakura. So that's where I got the name from, because my world is inspired by Egypt and Japan with some Spanish aspects as well. But I feel like when I'm writing my story, it's going to be like how English and Welsh schools are, because I don't know how schools work in other. I have to research if I want it to be like accurate to other schools in other nations. But yeah, I'm kind of like trying to take a few like elements from different places. So this is Ua. She's inspired by Toph Bayfon from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Her name was originally gonna be Toph Bayfon, but I was like, that's too much of a copyright, so I changed her name to Ua. And Bayfon is spelled very different. It's spelled B-I and then that line and then F-O-N. But she got two husbands. She got this guy who is Gracie's biological father, and then she also got this guy who is like the second husband and the second father, basically. Then you got my persona, who I have changed. I really like the side profile. I really like actually how I drew her with pen. For some reason my pen sketches look really good, more than my pencil. And then obviously this is my persona again. Here is then my theme, because I was changing up my banner and my profile picture. So I went for this banner and I went for this profile picture. More Grogu drawings, because I'm a big fan of Grogu. This one's my favourite. I don't like this one because he looks a bit like an old man, but I like how I coloured them. Here we got just some random. I started seeing if watercolour could work really good with acrylic, and it did. Acrylic markers work perfectly on this, and I really like how it looks. So I drew that, and then here I got Arwen, Beidou, and Alice, because these guys are like the main trio. I didn't colour them because I was lazy. This is Noda, obviously my man. And like most people on social media, on social media, they've been playing Tamagotchi Life, and this was really funny because I had this news report. I can't find the video though for some reason, like the actual news report. I think they got rid of it because I think there's like a cap on it. But Wakasa, who is my OC, in the screenshot it says he's 20, but in my lore he's actually 18. I did 20 because obviously my OCs were all having children, so I was like, you know what, to make it not weird, we're gonna age him a bit. So he is actually 18, and on the news in Tamagotchi Life, he was like, hi dad, hi grandma, look, I'm on TV. And I literally cracked up at that because I was like, that is literally Wakasa. Like, Wakasa will literally pull that. Here then we got some scraps that I had, but underneath this is Arwenninja. So I did the dessert trend that was going around, and I wanted to add my OCs in it, so I drew Noda and Arwen, but I wanted them to hold hands in it. I ended up just using my older art for the video of Arwen and Noda, but I really like them together. This is a trend that was going around on Instagram, and I was really interested in it, so I wanted to try it. And it looks cool. I wish I colored it better, but as I said, it kind of looked cool. Here is my favorite sketch of all time. I posted this on my Instagram recently. So this is Zuito, this is Alice, this is Noda, and this is Arwen. I pictured them, because as I said, I'm gonna do a slice of life. I wanted a like slice of life type of drawing, like them just being on a beach for romance. These two are an actual couple. Basically, it's like drama from childhood. So basically, these guys are a couple now, but originally Arwen liked Zoo in their childhood. So they was about starting secondary school probably. So they were being really young and like Zoo. And then Alice also liked Zoo basically, but obviously Zoo liked Arwen. So these guys liked him, and then he liked her. But obviously he's single. He's single now. But they're still friends basically. I hope that makes sense, because I feel like I can over confuse things. And then this is Joe. I have pictured my OCs. I haven't drawn them yet. But I've drawn Oliver and I've drawn Ray. But there's this one character who I picture mainly is Levi. I picture Levi is like really angry and aggressive. He's very similar to Beto, who is also very like aggressive and always wants to fight basically. And I feel like Joe had said something to either Ray or Levi and made them so angry that now he's running away because he just teased. As I said, Joe is my troublemaker OC, so he's always going to be getting into trouble. Here is a brand new OC. She's actually not new to me, because I designed her in Gacha Life first when I was younger. I wasn't a Gacha kid. I just used it to make designs. My sister was more of a Gacha kid. She used to play, like, make edits and do stuff. She would not talk about it though. She's a bit embarrassed about that, but yeah. So I made Scarlet in Gacha Life first. But when I made her, when I was drawing her then on paper, her design was very hard to draw. So I was like, okay, you know what? I need to redesign her. So I have redesigned her, and this is Ray. These guys are basically like a slow burn. They friends, I would say, like they're kind of friends. Scarlet sees Ray as a friend, but Ray sees her just as an annoying person. It's basically like I kind of got inspired by Demon Slayer with Tomioka and Shinobu. I like their relationship, and I picture that's kind of similar to these guys. He is just a random character. You guys can name her if you want. I don't know if she's gonna be part of any story, but she was just a random person I just made up in my head. And because I really liked how I did the grass effect, so I wanted to try it in the actual, with the paper, and I thought it would look really cool. Here is a fairy. So in my garden, like a fairy garden, and obviously we got a fairy statue. And I wanted to draw her because she was so pretty. She looks better with the fine liner. When I was drawing her, I was like, this is so trust the process. But I really like this design. This is with watercolor. And this one is the actual my garden itself. I changed a bit around. But yeah, this is inspired by my garden. So my house is very weird because I live up a hill. So you got basically the house is up a bit. So you got the road here. And then you got the house, and then you got another garden, and then you got this garden, and then you got my stand thing to park your cars on. So it's very confusing layout, so I kind of drew the steps to go up to one of the places. And then this is my last drawing, which was with Zuito. He's my single OC who is he's a gentleman. Like, I picture when he's out with like Arwen, Beto, Alice, Joanne, Margaret, Aya, he's very gentleman-like with them. Like, he's very respectful, very kind. And I picture him obviously holding a bouquet because he's very, as I say, he's very gentleman. He cares for his girls, he cares for his friends. And then for the final page, then I just did a star background because I'm very interested in like zodiac signs, specifically like space. So yeah, that was sketchbook 8, and then here I do a goodbye thing. But yeah, let me show you sketchbook 9, because there was going to be a video coming out, but I don't know how good the video looks. But this is sketchbook 9. So you got a lot from Amazon. I'll link all these stickers anyway. These ones are printed, but the rest are from Amazon, and these are from the range. So, hope you all enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what your favorite design is. I really like drawing in this book. I'm really curious to know which one you like the most. What other things would you maybe like to see of my OCs? Like, what other like dramatic, funny things you would like to see? Little stories you can. I also have a channel, like chat thing where you guys can. Like a channel community, so you guys can also show me your own OCs. You can show me like maybe draw my OCs with your guys' OCs. I don't mind. Yeah, let me know what your favorite drawing was, and thank you so much for your support again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in another video. Goodbye for now.